So what's wrong about Ford Foundation? What's there in Ford Foundation?
So Ford Foundation was started when after World War II. See, first of all, the billionaires in America have been very, very keen to spread their civilization. Carnegie was a great steel tycoon, and in the 1800s he started this big Carnegie endowment with the purpose of putting libraries in every American city. The purpose of the library, he said, is to have a lot of books which are patriotic, which show the greatness of America and the American founding fathers and how great we are and all that, and it will put pride in the people. And so that was his big move. And then came Rockefeller, and Rockefeller Foundation started a lot of patriotic programs, And then came Ford Foundation. And after World War II, the CIA, Ford Foundation, these other foundations had a gathering, and the proceedings are now publicly available. In that they decided that the third world, what they called, which was in the Soviet camp, all these Latin American, African, India, all these countries, we need a foundation to give them money, nurture them, keep their intellectuals on our side, put them on our wavelength, keep an eye on what they're up to, influence them. So Ford Foundation became kind of the funding agency of the left of center people in the third world, because they realize because there's poverty, there'll be a natural tendency for a lot of people to become Marxists and leftists in any poor country. And so part of the American strategy should be to keep an eye on them and nurture them and buy them out, win them over. So Ford Foundation, if you look, the founding principles were like that, where Ford Foundation only works in these third world countries. It's not as if there are no problems elsewhere, but this was their major mission. And in China, they've controlled Ford Foundation because they feel very proud. We have our own foundations. Why do we need the Ford Foundation to fund these things? Whereas in India, because of inferiority complex, the person who's got a grant and who's been certified by Ford Foundation has got upper status, high class status. I tried to do a research on 50 years of Ford Foundation when they've given billions of dollars in India. And I thought they'll be very proud to share their information. I wanted to go there and read all the reports they've produced, all the scholarship they've done. I asked them, do you have a library where I can spend a few days and go through all your material and write a book on the history of Ford Foundation in India? And they told me we don't have any place where you can read this stuff. I got very suspicious because what are they hiding? If they've given all this money and after every project they fund, they get a report, why can't they show me these reports? And they said, you have to go to New York. So I went to New York and they didn't want to share with me. So it took me a long time and started getting these reports. When you look at what the Ford Foundation has been doing, basically this idea of hiding under human rights, women's welfare, minority issues, social conflict, these are very sophisticated words and they're deceptive. They all look like they're helping. But these are the words under which, these are the paradigms under which the Breaking India forces are getting encouraged. So they're getting encouraged, they're getting certified, they're getting legitimized. So a lot of the infrastructure, this kind of intellectual infrastructure of anti-Hindu kind of stuff is funded by a lot of different foundations. Ford is not the only one. I just picked that name because it's a very well-known one. But there are, in the book Breaking India, there's names of lots of these organizations. So this is what I think is wrong with these forces.